Usually in a R-rated wedding comedy, when the groom's about to get married, there's always this douchebag best friend of his in the background saying, "Get out, man! You don't know what it's like. She's always gonna be there and you're slowly gonna die." This movie is exactly about what he was describing. Hope Springs. Meryl Streep and Tommy Lee Jones play Kay and Arnold, a couple that's been married for 31 years, and the spark is gone in their marriage. Their kids are fully grown and out of the house, and they've been married to different people. Arnold and Kay sleep in separate bedrooms, and there's not even a hint of intimacy left in their marriage. It's bad. The marriage, not the movie. And Meryl Streep hates this, so she takes it upon herself to pay for a trip to a place called Hope Springs, somewhere in Maine, where they can talk to a marriage counselor played by Steve Carell. Tommy Lee Jones seems to be fine with his marriage the way it is, so he's pretty much complaining up here the whole time. And Steve Carell's character really digs into their marriage. He tries to figure out where things might have gone wrong, why they act a certain way. He tries to get them to talk about things that most people might not want to talk about. And that's why this movie works so well, because the whole thing feels so genuine. This is a romantic dramedy that's really not trying to be romantic, dramatic, or even funny. It just is those things. I mean, at least up until like the last 2 minutes of the movie, I really can't tell you a specific joke in the movie. If something was funny, it was because the character was just being themselves and reacting to something in a natural way that didn't even remotely come off as a joke. It was just funny. And this movie's really well casted. Meryl Streep and Tommy Lee Jones were great in just so many subtle ways. It wasn't just how they said their lines. It was their facial expression, certain habits they might have had, and it worked really well. Steve Carell was great also. You learn nothing about him as a character, but it was great that they got a guy most people like just to be the counselor and help these two out. It was his most grounded performance ever. Dave Franco's a director that I like. I like Marley and Me and The Big Year also, but I think he works best with Meryl Streep, a la The Devil Wears Prada. Now, with that said, I'm clearly not the target demographic for this. I've been single for most of my life, and I'm not even of drinking age. My point is, this skewers more towards older married couples, and I feel like some of the things that come up in this movie will really hit close to home for them and definitely get people talking afterwards. And this movie succeeds because of its genuine honesty, and you really have to credit screenwriter Vanessa Taylor for that. And even when the movie falls into those Hollywood moments, however so briefly, it pretty much earns it, and you really can't even complain. That last scene was pretty much there to please the crowd even more. I probably would have enjoyed the movie more if its subject hit closer to home for me, but even at this stage in my life, I can genuinely say that Hope Springs is worth seeing in theaters at any price.
Here you go. Yeah, I heard this movie is pretty good. I'll check it out.
And if you like this review and you want to see more, please subscribe.